Here's an example of where I'm embarrassed by HR professionals. This is in response to my post about the Epic layoffs, and a lot of people asked when I was there, what were the unethical things that happened before the layoff? And here's just one example. And I kept the fucking Slack screenshot because I knew like that was just such a moment in time. In terms of compensation, Epic pays well. They pay like 20 to 30% above the market. There's a quarterly bonus that everyone gets to participate in. The benefits are free, and then like the companies close like 1 month out of the year. But all of this is hid behind obscurity. And I've worked for a variety of companies, and I don't see a lot of companies being fully honest with their formulas, but in most cases you can kind of figure it out, especially on bonuses. So like a quarterly bonus is pretty much unheard of, but it worked really well to buy people as it relates to you just sort of suck it up and deal with the nonsense because you got a quarterly bonus. We had announced to the company in 2023 that we were not going to do a formal review period. Like we were only going to do one a year because the company had done like 2 a year up to then. And then 1 week before the company closed for summer, we announced that we were going to do one. And it was going to be due in 2 weeks. Epic did not do feedback well as a competency. The performance reviews were like junior from even the most senior people, especially this was especially prevalent within their tech department. A lot of people did not know how to give real meaningful performance feedback, and it's okay to acknowledge that, but you can't fake it and say that you're good at it when you're not. And they gave us like a ridiculous like 7-point rating system, and we had 2 weeks to do everything, to make reviews and then to calibrate. I pushed back so many times, especially against the head of HR, to say, what are our talking points for this? Why are we doing this so fast? Like, what are the results of this? And everyone was clear. Nothing was going to be impacted by this. One of the worst parts about this was like there was a forced distribution. So like only like 5% of the company could be like rated like 6 and 7. And then most people had to be in like 5 and 4. And with a large population that had to be in 3 and 2. And a month later, when the quarterly bonuses came out, that's when we all noticed the truth. People who had come to expect their quarterly bonus to be about the same, people who were basically told that their performance was fine and or good, all of a sudden got like 50% cut, 60% cuts, in some cases 80% cut to their bonuses. People were rated really, really high, in some cases maybe saw double or triple. I had maybe 30 conversations that day, and I basically had to keep telling people, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. I have no concept into this. I've been given no speaking points, but I agree that this is really, really poor, especially because part of Epic's whole culture is obscurity. So like managers aren't allowed to see anything like from their employees. So like the employees got their information, the managers had to be like, oh, sorry, I guess you got a lower rating that I'm not allowed to see. And then the head of HR, who, oh my God, she was the worst, went into one of the Slack channels because obviously people were rightfully pissed, and she threw us under the bus. Like, my sister in Christ, what information should I be sharing? Everything was obscure. Like, in the HR town hall that we had that day, all she did was announce like 5 people's promotions, and they were like in weird like HR event teams. I really love that these individual contributors kept calling her out, and the worst part was another executive had to come to her rescue to say, hey everyone, like this is our head of HR, she tries really, really hard. And the worst part was like she didn't say, no, you know what, no, these are good questions, I need to take accountability for this. She just like thanked him and said, I know this is bad news, but you know, people just have to understand that they're still getting a lot. And it's like, you can definitely do the math and realize how much she just got in a bonus. And then again, that caused the wave of, so are there layoffs coming? Is something happening? Especially because everyone started going to these big secret meetings. And we were told over and over again, no, we don't do layoffs. We're not doing layoffs. We're not doing layoffs. And then they did layoffs.